Hi everyone, my name is Nick Wilson and this is my What Is You presentation. I don't really know a whole lot about my family or cultural background. I recently found out some more information about it. I was at my grandma's house and she handed me some folders that were filled with some family information and documents and stuff like that. So I read through them and learned a little bit more than I already knew. They weren't as detailed as I would have liked, or have the information I really wanted to know, but it was a little more insight than I already had, so that was kind of interesting. I do know that I am part German and a little Native American. I'm not sure what else, but that's about the extent of my family background that I know. Um, this is my artifact that I'm going to be doing my presentation over. It's rather large. It was the flag that was given to my grandma after my grandpa passed away at his funeral. He served in the U.S. Navy. Um, he was like my best friend when I was little. We always did everything together. We were attached at the hip. He passed away in 2005. Um, it sucked a lot, but we were best buds. We did everything together. He was a very hard worker. By trade, he was a welder. Started his own welding company and traveled all over the U.S. just to find work anywhere. A lot of times he was unemployed. The family struggled a lot through that, and it didn't. There were some tough times, but they made it through, and I've always admired him for that. And same on my grandma's side. She was a school teacher, and she had, I believe, 8 siblings, and they were all raised by different members of her family. And I don't know the whole background on that. I haven't really talked to her a whole lot about that, but I know she didn't really exactly have the best upbringing either in that sense. And so I've always admired my grandparents in that sense. Um, it's recently was passed down to me. My grandma gave it to me. She was moving and decided that it was time to pass it on to me. So I've had it for a couple months now, and it's just a symbol of how hard of a worker he was, and just the sacrifices that he and a lot of other people made back then. And I believe he served on a destroyer, and so I don't know a whole lot about that. At the time I was too young to really even understand or know what that meant. So I wish he was still around. I could have gotten a lot more information and found out a lot more about that. But at the time I was just too young to really understand any of that. It represents a lot just to me and my family. He was a huge part of my life, and I wish he was still around today. But it's just something. I'm glad that I was passed down to me. I have other my grandma has other grandkids and stuff, but she decided to give it to me since I think I was closest with my grandpa overall. But it's just I always had a huge personal collection or connection to me, and just I remember seeing it at my grandma's house and being over there and stuff after he had passed away. It just wasn't the same, but it always felt like he was still around, and we always knew he was watching over us and everything like that. So it when it's time to pass this down, I think I'll probably pass it down to my kids in the future. I don't really know when that will take place, but probably when they're old enough to really understand, and hopefully I'll have more information on it and be able to share that with them and carry on the tradition of passing that down. Thank you.